Happy Monday. This is such an awesome book. I had the chance to speak with her, with Miss Oudhousden, on the podcast. I hope you all have had the chance to check it out. It's a really fun conversation, and I'm looking forward to go through the mental model with you. Morpheus asks Neo why he doesn't like the idea of fate. And Neo says to him, because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life. And this, I think, really resonates with me, and I know resonates with some other people as well, because we like to think that we have control over everything that we do. And the point that Catherine makes in the book is that we actually might not be in control of everything that happens in our life. Now, this insight goes against 100% of what I think. And so this was a really challenging moment and really made me think carefully. She goes on to explain, when we first learn about this illusion, the mind immediately fears it will develop a form of fatalism or give up entirely. Fatalism meaning, you know what? What's the point? Life goes on and I can't change anything. What's the point? We think if I have no control, I have no responsibility, and then everything will slide into disaster. I will end up as a homeless addict on the streets if I don't stay in control of my life. Certainly a little bit of an exaggeration, but the point she's making is kind of the reaction that I had, which is my mind immediately fears that I will give up entirely. When I hear that I can't have control over my life, I fear that, wait a second, then what's the point? Then why am I here? And finally, if you were in control, you would be able to choose your thoughts and never think unwanted thoughts. You would be able to live up to your goals and ideals all the time. You would always say what you thought you were going to say and do what you decided to do. And this, I think, is a really interesting direct challenge to us and people like me, and maybe people like you, who say, I'm in control of my life and therefore that I have a lot of agency over it. Well, I certainly don't accomplish all the goals that I set for myself. I hope you accomplish many of the goals you set, and at the same time, I'd be surprised if you accomplish every single one. I'd be surprised if you were able to determine exactly what is going on up in your head at any moment in time. Sometimes we have runaway ideas, or we have things that we didn't even know that we were about to think, or we say things that weren't what we wanted to say. So Catherine makes the point, well, if we did have control over our lives, we would be able to do that. And since we clearly don't, it's likely that we're actually steering the car that's already predetermined. Thanks so much for joining. If you enjoyed this one, can I get a thumbs up before you go? And if this one was just so confusing and so crazy, give me a little whoop face. I want to see how people are feeling about this one because it was a little bit different. Cool. Some of both. Okay, that's good. That means we're testing. That means we're challenging ourselves. Awesome. Cool. Thanks everyone for the great feedback, and looking forward to see you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, everybody.